I was born in Beirut in 1978. So when I was born, there was the civil war, and I grew up in the war. And around the 90s, they suddenly said, oh, the war is finished. There was not really a reconciliation, but that allowed me as a teenage also to explore a lot, because suddenly I was able to go here and there. Around the age of 16, I studied the double bass music, and I was also painting. At the same time, being this age where you start to be independent, I told my mom, no, I'm not gonna enroll at any art school or anything. I'm an artist, I don't need to study, I don't need to, do these things. Just leave me alone. And I was very busy drawing, music, friends, and all of these things. And there was lots happening in the culture. So a lot of Lebanese who were abroad, they came back because the war had finished, brought with them what they had learned, from different countries where they were. After some years, my mom said, you have to go study somewhere. I can't accept this. Just study and then do whatever you want, but you have to study. So at the end, I enrolled at the Lebanese University, and I did painting, fine arts painting. And when I finished, I started to look at the sea and thought there must be something beyond. And I needed to see a museum. At that time, there was lots happening in Beirut, but there was no museum. Of course, we have access to old temples, fortresses, but not like to see things that I was interested in seeing, discovering at that age. So I won an art prize, and so I thought, oh, I have now some pocket money, I'll go and look for an art school to study, because you need a reason why to travel. So I thought easiest is to study again. And I end up knowing about the Rietveld Academy in Amsterdam. And so I enrolled, they took me. From then on, I start to move between the Netherlands and Lebanon. My family, my partner, they're all in Beirut. So I kept on all the time coming and going. And that distance between those two places, the contrast, also allowed me to learn a lot about Lebanon, about both places, and to really be able to study both from different perspectives. And that's how it all started. I've met a lot of people who I portrayed, people from different backgrounds who were forced to leave their countries because of the war. I sit with them, I draw them, I write down our stories. But for me, it was a way to welcome the people and talk about everything, really. Like when you're sitting with people, you start to write. So I start to write our conversations and draw the portraits. And the conversations can be about anything we decide. It's a living conversation, with every individual I've met. What is great about Baltic and being here is that because at Baltic you already work with communities, you've already built consistent programs, networks, people come and there's trust, and that's very important. And through those networks I was able to meet a group of amazing women. I'm so grateful. The encounters were so enriching, so full of, they had so much to say. I understood how women are able to adapt. You go through something hard, but you come here to try your best to find a better place for yourself or your family. And for me, it's really new, because I never met people from here yet. They all come from very different places, and each one of them has come here sooner or later, and each one has a very actual story to share. And that was really empowering, to sit with them, share the stories. I was able to draw them, write down our conversations, and I'm very happy that they take one drawing as a souvenir from me to them, and that they keep it. It was important not to forget what's happening, because each time there's a crisis that comes and erases the previous one. And it's going so fast that you never have the time to reflect or keep what's happening, what had happened, to share it with the coming generations so that we keep on learning from each other as well. The last years we've been dealing a lot with sorrow, whether in Lebanon, Syria, Ukraine, Corona globally, all over the planet, right? So I thought there is a need to speak about this, let this go, you know. But of course, in my own way, with the way I work, I was very interested by tents for various reasons. And I discovered the Muhammad Shah tent, which is currently at the Cleveland Museum. And it's really archived in a very clear way. So I could get to see how it's made, the patterns. In this tent, I redrew the patterns, how they are on that tent. And I invited some 30 women. I made groups, and I worked with women in the Netherlands from different backgrounds, whether they were asylum seekers, locals, or migrants or refugees. And so at the end, the concept of the tent focused on sharing sorrow or mourning or loss, although it's very joyful, because the original one is a Sufi one and for ceremony. But for me, it's about those two opposites, happiness and sadness. You don't have one without the other. None of them is valuable if you didn't have the other. And also the fact of accepting loss, it's very difficult, but also don't hide it, share it if possible. And also when you stitch embroider collectively, it's like processing trauma as well. It's like healing, empowering each other's, meeting, grouping. In times of Corona, everyone is so isolated, but we are embroidering. And so now I'm finally very happy to see it all come together. The original tent, it has the name of Muhammad Shah on it, the ruler, and the name of the artisan. As opposed to that, I wanted to have the name of every woman written, embroidered or written, and I decided to make it the central element of decoration in the heart of the tent. And inside of it, 7 stories shared by, written in Arabic or in Farsi, depending on the mother tongue of the women, where they're sharing stories about loss from Corona, from explosions, from love, from leaving your country behind, from issues related to women, and so on. So you could come in and read them, and then see the interlace, floral birds. Adding to that, there is a sound where Rima Khshish, the Lebanese singer, is reading the lexicon of notions of happiness and notions of sadness compiled by Al-Tha'alibi. So these are embroidered on the sides of the tent. I've embroidered them, and the panels behind are really the decorative ones made collectively with every group of women, and the ceiling.